Hey everybody, and welcome back to things that Aussie people hate. Well, things that mildly infuriate Aussies. It's a proper name, but I'm gonna call it Aussie hate. We're back on the list again, so I'm just gonna continue on the list, see where we go. 31. Running into a bottle-o for a cheeky bag of goon and discovering they only have bottled wine. Okay, there's a lot of Aussie terms here, and I might need to explain this. A bottle-o is an alcohol shop, just in case you didn't know that. And a bag of goon is basically wine. I've never had this problem with myself, but I have had people with that problem. I can tell it pisses them off, but it doesn't really piss me off because I don't drink wine at all. I don't like wine. 32. Ducking into Woolies and realizing you forgot your reusable bags. I do that every single time. Every single time. It's just like I'll go to my local shop and sometimes I bring a bag, and then when I don't bring my bag, I just I get a plethora of like plastic bags in my kitchen, and I don't like it. They're all in the drawer, but I'm worried that if I pull the drawer, everything's gonna pop out. 32. Having to disconnect the Wi-Fi on your phone because the signal is so shit. Well, I don't have that issue because, well, my apartment's pretty small, so the Wi-Fi really pretty much reaches all my apartment. 34. Then losing your 4G. You know how many that actually doesn't mildly, it really pisses me off because like I'm in an area where I'm supposed to have 4G, but why do I always have 3G? It was worse where I lived before, but I always had Wi-Fi there, and sometimes the Wi-Fi get disconnected because like we had to reset the modem or for whatever reason, and then I had to use my 4G. But nah, my phone says, "Hey, can we use a 3G instead?" No. 35. Losing half your Tim Tam onto the bottom of your mug because you dunk it for too long. That happens to me, but not with a Tim Tam. I usually have just normal biscuits. That is frustrating when I lose like half my biscuit in the bottom of my coffee, and I'm there with a spoon just and then I have to eat it because I don't like wasting it. So watching non-Aussies try Vegemite as a spoonful of Nutella, no! You know how much I really hate that? Every time I watch like a video on YouTube, it's like, hi guys, we're gonna try some Australian snacks here, and they see the Vegemite and they smell it and they think it's fucking terrible, and then they go do a big scoop of it, which doesn't make sense. Because why, if it smells bad, why would you get a whole big spoon of it? And Vegemite is the best. To me, it is. Just as long as with a little bit of butter, I'm happy with it. 37. Then watching them spread it on an untoasted, unbuttered bread. Exactly what I'm talking about. Oh my jeez. Untoasted, I understand. Unbuttered, no. Just no. Big no. 38. Heading to Macca's for a quick drive-through and being delegated to a waiting bay. That really, like, I don't drive. That always happens to my dad because he would get actually really pissed off when he's like, oh yeah, we're just going to get some Happy Meals for your sibling. And then they take forever. Like, what the fuck? 39. Traveling overseas and getting depressed by the state of other countries' coffee scenes. I'm skipping that because I don't know what it starts like. 40. Taking a road trip for 6+ hours and realizing you still haven't left the state. I've driven to Queensland, and just to get to Gold Coast, which is like the nearest city past the border, and you drive like a good 8 hours, 9 hours, and you're like, oh, we're still in New South Wales? But that's because either it's because of traffic or you're taking a long way around. But even if you still have solutions to those two, it's like you're still driving a good 6 hours. 41. Taking a road trip and having your aircon conk out halfway. I don't like that. I mean, the window down is alright, but that's not as good as the aircon. Come on, you can't beat the aircon. 42. Resigning yourself to the fact that any overseas travel will see you stuck on an airplane for at least 10 hours. I haven't experienced that, but by my logic, I do understand that Australia is so far from every other country. Like, you have Italy that you can drive to Switzerland, France, and possibly Germany if you just go through Switzerland. And then, or like, you got America, which you got Mexico down below and Canada up above. But even then, if you get a plane to Europe, you still won't take that long. Here in Australia, if you take a plane to Europe, you gotta take like a plane to like UAE or something like that, and then another plane to Europe, because you can't do a plane trip straight from like Sydney straight to Italy, for example. You can't do that. It doesn't work. Your plane will probably run out of fuel. That's why you have to take the stop. Buying a few cocktails for your mates and getting handed an 80 plus bill. Wait, a cocktail for a glass or a cocktail for the whole jug? Yeah, well, cocktails in here, or just alcohol in general, is so expensive in here. I don't know why. Like for me, like if I want to get a good whiskey or a good Jack Daniels or something, yeah, you can't get it for cheap. It's just not possible. Not possible at all. 44. And being refused entry to the next bar just because you're with a group. What? That's a thing? I've only done that a couple times in my life, but I've never been rejected because I was in a group. Unless the group is like really like troublesome. That I understand, but not just for being in a group. That's wrong. That's wrong in my eyes. 45. Getting to the beach and seeing the shoreline covered in blue bottles. Oh, that's so bad for the environment. I really hate that. I've been to a couple beaches, like not in the past year because of Corona, but like really like that is a real thing. Like you go to the beach and you'll see it covered in all the fucking Mount Franklin bottles. There's nothing against Mount Franklin, but there's a problem with the people who fucking drink them. Come on, people. Common sense, put it in the fucking bin. 46. Absolutely sweltering on a summer's day and not being allowed to turn on the aircon because dad's afraid of the electricity bill. Buddy, I'm the same. It's winter now and I've been putting the heater on. 10 minutes later, I'm just like, nah, I gotta turn it off because I'm going to pay a bill of like $500, $600, which is not good. 47. And being completely ill-equipped to deal with the weather when it dips below 15 degrees. I mean, if it drops below 15 degrees, yeah, I like the cold. I put a jacket on, some long pants and stuff, sweatpants or something, but that's enough for me to deal with the cold. So I don't know why we're complaining about the cold so much. Being charged $15 for an acai smoothie bowl and begrudgingly paying it because it's too hard to make at home. Well, that's why they charge so much, because it's difficult to make. I don't eat them. I know what they are, and they look complex. That's why they're paid so much. 49. Having to run the cold tap for 30 seconds in summer before it drops to temperature that won't burn the flesh off. You know how much that frustrates me? Oh, it's a hot day. I just need some cold water from the tap. Turn on the tap. It's fucking hot because the pipes are getting heated up by all the fucking sun outside. 50. Working a strong thong tan for pretty much 6 months out of the year. Again, I don't really deal with that because I don't like getting tanned. Like, I'm a nice brown already. Or nice caramel, as I used to call it. I have seen my friends that are white and they get sunburned and they have it for like at least 3-4 months, and it's kind of funny to me. And having to explain to non-Aussies that no, you don't actually mean a G-string. Yes, a thong. Hey, I'll get what a thong is. I'll get a thong. Give me a second. People of non-Australia, this is a thong. not the G-string sexual clothing. This is a thong to us. That's a thong. And every other person like outside of Australia always looks at us and be like, I thought you meant like you were wearing a G-string. Yeah, exactly. That's a thong. Oh, why didn't I just scroll down? That's a thong. That's not a thong. That's we call those panties. Or like the sexy versions, like lingerie or something. Anyway, that's the list finished. This is going to be a really short video compared to my rest of my videos, but that completes it. And let me know down below, do these things actually infuriate you? If you're an Aussie, do these things actually piss you off? Because I can see, like, by the previous video and this video, about half of this, or 60-70% of them, really do piss me off. Other than that, it's like I haven't experienced what it's like to go overseas and stuff, so those are out of the question. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking to the end. Sorry for the short video today, but yeah, it's always a pleasure to see you guys always stick to the end, and it makes me so happy that you do. So yes, I know, thank you. And if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more like this, you can click the subscribe bell down below and also put the notification on so you get bothered by me when you open my YouTube. So yeah, yep, I know. And if you really like this content, make sure you click this card here or this card here. Those are more videos by me somehow, and this card here makes you subscribe, so click them. Oh, and this card here is like It's a YouTube series on how you should be subscribing to me no matter what.